Hey everyone, welcome to the Redefining Mom podcast, the space where motherhood is going to get real, raw, and reimagined. I'm one of your hosts, Alicia.
And I'm Kellis, and we're two moms figuring it out one messy, beautiful moment at a time.
Here we're going to be talking about the highs, the lows, and everything in between, from personal stories and even hot topics to reflections that inspire.
This isn't about being the perfect mom, it's about being the real one. So grab your coffee, your wine, or just a few minutes of quiet, and let's redefine motherhood together.
All right, so before we even get into it, first and foremost, how has your week been?
Okay, if I'm being honest, I've had the most roller coaster like week ever. My husband has shipped out to the Marine boot camp, and it has been quite overwhelming, bittersweet. I'm happy, but I'm also going through a huge change in my life. I am navigating parenting solo. I have two young daughters. I have a 2-year old and I have a 1-month old. So life has been emotional, hectic, overwhelming, happy. Literally, I'm feeling all emotions in one and I'm just trying to figure it out. So my week has been quite complex, to say the least.
That's, I feel like that's an everyday mother. So when something big happens all at once, it's like overload of
Yeah.
emotions. So I get that. I can say the same. Like, I was sick at the beginning of the week. So
Yeah.
between being sick and a full-time mom, I feel like there's never no stopping. Like, when do I get to be sick? And you don't get to be sick. You got to keep going. So I definitely understand. But the good thing about it is we've made it to the end of the week.
I'm telling myself that every day. Like, I make it to Friday, I'm good. I made it to Friday and I'm okay. I'm just trying to like get through each week. Really, honestly, I tell myself like I'm going day by day, but I'm really going second by second. And it's okay. I'm like, whatever is working for me where I'm able to get through it, that's what it'll be.
That's all we can do is take it literally day by day. Like, I can say, have since being a parent, it does not work planning out no week. Like, I'm sitting here like, "Girl, you plan that and it's not getting done." So, honestly, day by day works for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It
And you
works.
know what? Honestly, if I'm being totally transparent, I am not the person that can go day by day. I lied. I'm not the person that can not plan out their stuff. Like I have to plan everything out. And as bad as that seems, it probably never works out the way I plan it out. So it's really pointless. But for my own sanity, I feel like I have to plan everything out. Like I need step by step by step. Like first we do this, then we do this, then we do this. And obviously I have two young kids, so it doesn't work out that way. But for some reason I still do it. I don't know what that's about.
No, I think it's just like, I don't know. I think once we become a parent, we want to try to be as like on top of things as we can. And I don't know. For me, I'm just like, I don't know. We just over here freestyling life. I get those kids to school and I'm like, Aiden, what you want to do today? And we're just looking at each other like, who's the parent here? Because what's going on? So I totally get it.
I want to get to that point, and I feel like that's kind of what this podcast is about, like learning to redefine motherhood. Like things do not have to be perfect. Things don't always have to be structured. You can go with the flow of life, and that is completely fine.
Yeah, because let me tell you, you'll drive yourself crazy. And then you're going to be sitting there looking like, why did I do this to myself?
I know. So for the people who are not familiar with your story, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am 25, just turned 25 last month, August 3rd. So Leo in the building. I have 4 kids. I had my first child at 16. So for the young moms here, no shame. It's okay. We're out here doing the thing. My oldest is 8. He's actually autistic. So dealing with that is a whole nother level of parenthood. I have 2 girls, 2 boys. So my oldest is 8. Then my second is going to be 7 next not next month, in December. And then I have a 5-year-old and I have a 2-year-old who'll be 3 next month. So I think I wouldn't say I'm experienced and I'm seasoned because every child is completely different and you just never stop learning with parents or being a parent and motherhood. But let's just say it's been a long 8 years of being a mom. And I still cannot sit and tell you everything. I couldn't tell you everything. I couldn't even tell you how to do potty training, and I've done it, what, 4 times? So,
Oh my goodness.
let's just say, yeah. So, what do I do in my spare time? Nothing. I'm a mother 24/7, and I'm trying to get out of that. Feel like I'm in a season of getting my pink back, figuring
Mhm.
out who I am, not just as a mom, but actually as Alicia, because, I mean, I've been a mom since 16, so I went straight from school, being a teen, immediately into being a parent, and I'm just trying to find who I am and what I like to do. I am currently engaged. I like to put this out because people hear young, multiple kids, and the first question is, "Well, how many baby daddies do you have?"
Oh my god.
I always get that question. And so I like to always put it out that I only have one. So I do like to brag a little different on that one.
As
But
you should, as you should.
I like, I always like to say that. So, yeah, we're engaged. There's no date set. So, yeah, I don't be like that. I always get that question too. I don't know, I don't know yet.
Do you wanna have a
Marriage,
big wedding, or do you just wanna go to the courthouse?
take me to the courthouse and then take me to an island, okay?
I love that, love
I'm
that.
not I'm not spending the money for everyone else. I want to spend it for me. So, take me to an island. So yeah, really right now, I couldn't even say anything exciting is happening in life. I guess that would be exciting,
Mhm.
but there's not really much to me because like I tell everyone, I'm still trying to figure out who I am. So really, I'm just like a mom all the time.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that. My journey to motherhood was, quite interesting to say the least. I actually had my daughter at 27 weeks, and my water broke at 21 weeks. I had her at 27 weeks. It was this whole thing. I know that if you follow me on TikTok, you probably already know the story of how I pre-prompt. Um, it was overwhelming, to be honest. My daughter was not supposed to be here according to the doctors, but God obviously had other plans, and I thank God that I really, like, held on to my faith because they tried so hard to get me to get an abortion because they said that there was no way that she could live. Obviously, she's here and she's thriving, no issues whatsoever. So she has made life literally worth living for me. She really gave me my purpose. Like, I thought my purpose was something else, and it turned out to be being a mom. I love being a mom. It's given me so much drive and motivation in life, and I love that for myself. I also have a 1-month-old who is that's my little chunky monkey. I love this little girl. I love both of my girls. Honestly, look at one's coming out right now. Hi, Ava. Wait a second. Okay. And honestly, you guys, this is what motherhood is about. Like, you're gonna be interrupted, and that's okay. So, where was I? My second daughter, completely different experience. Um, and now I'm just learning to navigate parent parenthood as a solo parent while my husband is away at boot camp. So life is just life is lifing for me right now.
Life is lifing.
Yes.
It's funny that you said like, that your daughter like more so having them pushed you because it's funny. I always tell people I never wanted to be a mom.
Really?
Never wanted to be a mom. I had high dreams. Like I used to always say that I was going to Harvard, that I was going to be a lawyer. I used to say that I'm going to the Olympics. I was on a swim team growing up, so that was something that I was really into.
Mhm.
And so I was like, I'm not being no mom. Like I don't want no kids. I'm going to be the rich auntie.
Yeah.
Until I met my children's father. So my fiance, and baby, he flipped my world upside down. I was like a fairy tale. It was
Mhm.
like a fairy tale. And so when I did find out, I was like, "Are you gonna be the single dad?" 'Cause I'm like, "I don't know." And now looking back at, like, where I'm at now and just looking back, I'm like, I truly believe that I was just meant to be a mom.
Mhm.
And it's crazy because I never wanted kids, and I'm like, but I don't even know where I would be if I did not have my kids. Like, there's no telling what I would be doing. I probably wouldn't be doing what I thought I wanted to do. I probably would be somewhere totally different, probably doing what I'm not supposed to be doing. So, yeah, I'm, like, so thankful for my kids because they pushed me to go super hard.
Same, same. I always say, like, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my girls. And that's simply because they've given me so much motivation to keep going. Like, there's no giving up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always have to push and keep going because I have two little ones looking up to me. So they're honestly everything to me. If I'm being completely transparent, I don't like pregnancy. I think pregnancy is the complete most ghetto thing on this planet. But I enjoy having my kids. I enjoyed that aspect of it. My first experience with pregnancy, like the first part of my pregnancy, the hyperemesis, which is extreme morning sickness, took me out completely. Like completely. Um, I literally lost so much weight. I went from being like 190 to 160 by the second month of pregnancy. It was completely insane. Maybe by the third month, I mean. It was insane. Same thing happened to me with my second pregnancy, but it ended like at the end of my second trimester. So my pregnancy experiences were different, but I still don't like pregnancy. And that's okay. And I'm learning that that's okay because sometimes people make you feel guilty. They equate you not liking pregnancy with your child when
Hmm.
that's the thing. I don't like pregnancy. I think it's real ghetto, but I love my kids.
Look, I would say we're totally opposite.
You liked pregnancy?
I love the belly, I just love all of that. I love it all. Probably because my last one, I had him completely natural, so I felt every little thing, everything. Um, my pregnancies, I would say, were actually more so on the complicated side. I have incompetent cervix, so I cannot carry full term. So
Mm.
when I had my first one, I actually went into labor at 30 weeks.
Oh
So I went
wow.
into labor at 30 weeks. I actually had preeclampsia as well. So that made everything just super, super annoying. I could just remember being in the hospital. Mind you, at 16, it's like I'm already scared that I'm having a baby. And I'm like, that's the fear. And then to know that your blood pressure is going out the roof, they can't get it back down. I went in the hospital admitted at 32 weeks and stayed until 35 and had him the day that I turned 35 weeks. But in between those 2.5 weeks that I was in there, it was like medicine, medicine, medicine. And I'm like, wait a minute. I can't remember anything. I can remember it feeling like I had the flu. That was it. And so besides that, I don't know, I love the having the belly. I love I don't know, I like pregnancy. But the birth part, I'm like, "You can have it." I actually just saw a baby being born, and I was like, "That's what happens?" I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's what's going on?" So it was definitely like a different experience to be on the other side of the table of like, I'm not up there. I'm watching it this time. But no, and my tubes are tied now. So I can't
Oh,
have
really?
any more kids. And I go through that every day, I'm not gonna lie. I know for a fact I don't want any more kids, but I have that baby fever so bad. And I see people having kids and I'm like, well, can you have me one? Because I don't know. Actually, I really don't even know if I want kids or if I'm done. I tell myself that I'm done, but in a sense, I feel like one is going to come somewhere out of the blue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I think that's a mistake that I actually made. And I kind of am like,
I don't A part of me wants more kids and the other part I if I could have more kids without the pregnancy aspect of it, I would totally have more kids. But I don't want to go through pregnancy. Pregnancy was literally like it was hell, to be honest. I don't like how long it is. I just feel like 9 months is entirely too long. Mm-mm. No, can't do it again. But I have a quick question because you said that you were in the hospital your last pregnancy?
mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Well, my first one.
Okay, so it
So
was
with
your
Carter. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I was gonna say, all right, that my question is kind of relevant now because if it was your last one, I wanted to know, what was that like being away from your other kids? But even still, like with your first pregnancy, what was it like being in the hospital? Because I experienced the same thing and it was the most lonely experience ever.
I was just gonna say, lonely,
Yeah.
like, just in the sense of, for one, like, I feel like I had so many emotions going on, like, I would for one, I was not expecting to go into labor early. I had already been going into labor, like, previous before my 30 weeks, and they kept stopping it. So, once I did get admitted and I'm like, "Oh my goodness," and then, of course, I had the thoughts of, "Well, what's wrong with my baby? What's gonna
Mhm.
happen? Like, is everything gonna be okay? Is something gonna happen to me?" And, once again, it was just, like, really, really a tough time because I really wasn't talking to my family at that time. It was kinda like, I'm not gonna say I was shunned, but
Mhm.
really was not communicating with anyone. At the time, my mother, she was still in her addiction, so she was there but not there.
Yeah.
And so I was just really alone. It's like I'm 16, and at the time he just turned 17. He was 17. So he was turning 18 in September. So it's like he's trying to navigate it too and be there the best way that he can. And at that time, we're just both kind of like, now we have to be adults.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like already in there, and I was already depressed at that time. I would say I was probably depressed during my first pregnancy just because I was still in school.
Mhm.
So that wasn't normal for anyone getting pregnant where I went.
Yeah.
There wasn't many girls that was pregnant. And so just walking around school with a stomach and then going to the hospital, not talking to my family, my mom's situation, and it was just like, how do I process all this? And I think that kinda sent me into, like, a survival mode, and I was stayed in that survival mode for a long time, and I think it's kinda like now in life is where I've been working through those emotions and kinda, like, addressing them, and that's why I'm like, now I feel like I'm figuring out who I am because 'cause I'm getting out of survival mode, and I'm like, "Okay, now we're living."
Mhm.
But
Mm.
even then, that's why I always tell girls, like, society makes it like you have your child young and you're the most terrible person and your life is going to stop. Let me tell you, life don't stop. It might get a little delayed and it's like you come to a yield for a second, you're slowing down, but it don't stop.
Yeah.
Because I look at myself and I'm like, sometimes give yourself some grace. You're 25, you have 4 kids, your bills are paid, there's money in your account, you got a car paid for, you got a car paid for. You can go to the store, you can buy groceries as you need. You can go and take your kids places. Like you have a house. A lot of 25-year-olds don't have that. Like they're still at home or they're at school and they're just kind of navigating through life. So it's like, you know, give yourself some grace. So I hope, anyone who's watching this and is kind of feeling like I'm not doing enough, you're doing way more than what you think. I promise you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Honestly, it's really funny that you said survival mode because you're getting out of it, and I am still in survival mode. I don't know how to get out of it yet. I'm still in the process of trying to figure that out because when my daughter was I think that I've been in survival mode since my water broke. Since the moment that they told me like she's not going to make it and it was really just up to me and my husband, but initially up to me because this is my body to figure out what I wanted to do. My husband was like, "Whatever you wanna do, I support you."
Hmm.
But ever since then, I feel like I've just been fighting, like, I've been fighting. She was born and I was fighting, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the time to deal with these emotions right now because I need to be alert and present. I used to tell myself all the time, "You can't cry. You cannot cry. You cannot cry because if you're crying, you're gonna miss something that the doctors are saying. You're not a doctor. You're not a nurse. You're not gonna
Mhm.
understand all of these words and terminologies. You're not gonna get it if you're crying. You have to be strong." And I feel like I've been being strong ever since, and I have not had the moment to kind of be like, "I don't wanna be strong." And I need to learn to give myself grace in that aspect where, girl, you don't always have to be strong. Okay. You don't have to be superwoman. It's okay to just be a woman. And honestly, I'm working on giving up the superwoman title and kind of taking on the Wonder Woman title because I don't want to be superwoman. I wanna feel like I can't just woosah. So I'm really trying to navigate that, like, really getting out of survival mode because, girl, you've passed that stage and it's okay. And you don't have to be that mom. And I feel like society makes it seem like you have to be that type of mom to be a good mom. And no, you
Mhm.
don't be that type of mom because am I really doing the best that I can if I'm always in survival mode?
And I think a lot of times we hear like strong, like you need to be strong. And this is what I can say. If anyone follows me on social media, then you probably know like the relationship between me and my mom. Didn't grow up with her. So with my aunt, she was always very like, I guess, strong, like that strong title of not really showing emotions.
Uh-huh.
And now that I am adult, it triggers me. It bothers me so much because not when you don't see a parent showing emotion as a child, remember our kids are looking up to us. So we're looking up to our parents. If we don't see them navigating emotions and showing them, how do we know how to do it? Which means how are we going to teach our kids to do it? And
Yeah.
so as an adult, we're thinking like, oh, we don't need to cry in front of our kids. We don't need to show them that we're like sad or something's going on. And let's just act like we, put a brave face on. And so that's what they're going to do when they get adults. And now they're going to be figuring out,
Mm.
well, where do I let that emotion go at?
Yeah.
And see, as an adult now, I'm a stay-at-home mom, which means I'm always with one of my kids. I'm always with one of them. So, I mean, if anybody has toddlers, you go to the bathroom and, Mom, where are you at? So I can't even go to the bathroom for 5 minutes and let a little cry out. And so now I've gotten to a point, and once again, if you follow me on social media, y'all know I am a big believer. R Sorry if you don't like it, but whether you like it or you don't believe it, Jesus is our King. He is our Savior. He is the way to go, and I fully have to give thanks to him, and, like, I go into prayer and I'm like, let me show emotion now. Like, let me if like I'll be in front of my kids and I'll cry and they'll be like, they'll ask what's wrong. And I will explain to them because and let them know like it's okay to show emotion. It's okay to be upset. We're not gonna stay there, but it's okay to let that out because as long as we're bottling it up, we're gonna be mad, we're gonna be take lashing out on people. And I found that like a lot. And even I hate to say that I used to lash out on my kids and I'll be like, oh my goodness, after I done did it. And it's just because we take all that emotion and it's done built up inside of us and we haven't let it out. So guess what? When somebody starts mom, tapping us, what happens? We lash out because we just got
Mhm.
all of that built up. And so now I'm learning to, you don't have to be so strong all the time. Like it's
Mhm.
okay to let that guard down. It's okay to show emotion. It's okay to cry. It's okay to like go outside and just touch some grass and breathe. And so now that's what I'm doing. And I think that's helped me get out of that like survival mode of
Uh-huh.
feeling like I can't show emotion. I can't like be soft.
Yeah.
And so that's just helped me a lot. Like just cry. And then I explain to them like it's okay. And even if they're crying, I'm like, it's okay that you're crying, but what are we crying for? What's going on? How can we work through it? It's okay to
Mhm.
do that. Because I'll
Yeah.
catch my kids and I'm like, what's wrong? And it's like they're sitting there fighting back tears. And I'm like, it's okay that you're crying. Like, it's okay that you're crying, that's fine, and I think it comes a lot from now, like, I'll cry in front of them, they'll just be like, "Mom, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Mommy just needs to let this emotion out." And sometimes
Yeah.
crying helps me. If I get overwhelmed, I'm like, "Girl, just go and let them tears go and keep moving."
You see, it's so crazy that survival mode looks different for everyone. It looks different for everyone and everyone handles it differently because for me, I I put up my aunt actually said it to me yesterday. She was like, "I'm happy that you look like you're doing okay, and I'm proud of you, but I know that you're not okay." And I could see that you're putting up it's like you're what's the word I'm looking for? It's 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 almost a facade, if that makes sense. Like it's almost like I'm putting up it's almost like an act, right? Where I'm doing it without even knowing that I'm doing it. It's like I have to be strong all the time because when my daughter was going through what she was going through, I had no choice but to be strong. And now that I'm going through a different situation when it comes to my husband and him going away, it's like I have no choice but to be strong. And even when my support system is asking how can they help me and what can they do, I'm like, I'm good. I don't need help. I'm fine. And I'm finding myself like having like random moments where I'm just like stuck like this, like emotionless. Like literally, both of my kids were screaming yesterday in the car. My my 2-year old was just like, I think she was a little overstimulated because her sister was crying. So like the baby's crying, then she's crying, and I literally just pulled into the KFC parking into the parking lot of KFC, and I was just like this blank, blank. I need to take like 3 seconds to just go, I got food, I pulled over, and I just sat there. And I just listened to the both of them scream. And on the inside, I was screaming myself. I was
And
screaming my
I think a lot of moms can sit and admit and relate that we've been there. I've
yeah.
been there. Especially like I feel like as a young mom, for one, as a young mom, like we're processing for one, we're going through like so many changes of like going
Mhm.
through, I feel like at 14, 15, 16, you're really just now hitting puberty. Like those, those feelings, those emotions are really kind of coming out. And so when you have a child, like you're still a child, you're still learning that too. And then
Yeah.
even now, like I tell people like 25 to have 4 kids is super young. It's super young. And
Yeah.
so I'm still learning so much of myself and so much about life, and then still trying to teach someone else about life, and not just one person, four. And they're
Yeah.
all different. And so there'll be times where like my girls are arguing back and forth, and I'm just like, honestly, I just want to be like, can y'all shut up? Like, can y'all shut up? And then I'm like, girl, okay, we got to work through it. And
Mhm.
so even though those moments, and I'm telling y'all, car rides is where I get overstimulated the most. We're in a small, compact area, and there's just no space in between each other. And so I'm just
Yeah.
like, sometimes I have to pull over. I'm like, I got to pull over and I got to take a breather, and we got to get back together. And so I've been there so many times. And honestly, like you said, people around us will see us with this brave face on. They'll ask, "Do you need anything?" And we're like, "No, we don't need anything." And I used to do that so much, and it kind of hit me one day of communicate,
Yeah.
communicate. And my communication was terrible. I'm still working through it. I have this, let me say, this pride to me of like, I don't need help and I can do it all by myself. And then come the end of the day, I'm sitting and I'm like taking it out on my fiance. I'm like, I do everything around here. And he's like, it really was, it came to a point one day, he was like, why do you keep telling me you do everything? And when I ask you what you need help with, you don't say nothing.
Mhm.
And then, of course, I come back and I'm like, well, I shouldn't have to ask. And when I was like, he kind of sat me down and was like, do you not take into consideration how my day is and what I do? And then I come home and I don't know what you've done. I don't know how the day has been. And when I ask you, you say it's good. So if the day was good, he said, why would you, like, what makes you think that I'm sitting here thinking that, okay, everything's perfectly fine, but you're lying? He was like, do you
Mhm.
not get that you're lying? And I was like, no. And it hit me like, I can't expect everyone to just do what I'm, sitting in my mind expecting them to do, and I'm not communicating anything. And it really took him kind of like sitting and kind of being a little stern with me like a child and telling me like, I need you to tell me where you're lacking and what you need that help with.
Mhm.
And so normally once he gets home, I've already done try to rush and do everything and like get everything done. And it kinda came to a point where I had to, like, just kinda calm it down some, and I was like, "Look, if I can cook the dinner and you can clean up afterwards, that helps me, because by the time you done got home, I understand that you're tired from working all day, and I done had kids all day, and so I've done did 101 tasks. This will take a load off of me."
Mhm.
But I had to, like, come to that realization, if I'm not gonna sit and communicate, if somebody asks me what's wrong or where can I help you at, and I just keep saying, "I got it, I got it, I got it," then the feelings that I keep having of, like, I'm doing everything alone are still gonna be there.
Yeah.
Because 'Cause I'm sitting and telling people, like, "Oh, I'm fine," because I got this brave face on, like, "I don't need no help." So I get
Yeah.
that. I don't want to keep being superwoman no more because I'm literally pouring from an empty cup that has nothing to pour. So really, it's just I'm taking my baggage and flipping it onto everyone else of how I'm feeling because I'm just sitting here acting like I got it all.
Yeah, honestly, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, and I'm hoping by the end of my journey that I've made a lot of changes. That's my goal. I don't want to end where I started when it comes to this entire thing. This whole experience has to teach me something. It has to break down some barriers in my life. It has to change me. It has to do something for me. So I'm hoping that I'm able to really get it because literally the other day, my mom, she didn't even ask me if I needed help because she knew I would have said no. She knew I would have said no. I literally was, I had both my kids on my way to my doctor's appointment and I was going to do physical therapy with both my kids. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And my mom was like, I'm already on my way. I was like, huh? She was like, I'm already on my way. Where's, like, send me the address and I will be there. I will meet you there. And I was like, you didn't have to. She was like, and I knew that you would say that. So it's sometimes
And
easier not to ask me because my first thing is always gonna say I'm good. Like I'm always good. But I'm learning, I'm not there yet. I'm not even close. It'll probably take me some time to get to a point where I'm like, you know what? Yes, I need help. Yesterday, I walked past my my husband's shirt and I was just smelling the shirt and I just felt like distraught, literally. I felt distraught. And it just so happened that my mom was on the phone the same time. And I felt myself like about to go into a panic. And I just had to say, like, I will call you back. Hung
yep.
up the phone, had a mental breakdown in my kitchen because I was just like, I cannot believe that I'm taking on this this journey. Like I cannot believe I'm doing this right now. But I have to tell myself what he's facing right now in boot camp couldn't pay me $1,000,000. Okay. Pay me $1,000,000. You're not screaming at me. You're not gonna scream at me.
Oh,
I'm not swimming. I'm not running through mud. I'm not doing any of that. So you know what? I can take this right here that I'm dealing with is so small compared to what he's dealing with.
so the
Let
screaming
me
would
just
have me in tears. Cause why are
what?
you yelling
Oh
at
my
me?
goodness. I no, I told my mother-in-law like because between myself, my mother-in-law, and my mom, the TikTok videos, I don't know who's on TikTok more watching military videos, okay? But I was telling them like the screaming and the videos give me really bad anxiety. Like, I feel like I cannot breathe sometimes with these videos because 'cause they're this close to you, and I'm like, "Oh my god, me, my personality, my attitude, I feel like you would be this close to me screaming, and I would just headbutt you because I would just be so frustrated at the fact that you're screaming at me right now. I would not know how to handle it. I would either, like it's either I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna get really pissed off, and now we're gonna have to fight because what are you doing?"
And now I'm
But
already being discharged before I even get all the way in. So
I know, so it's a lot, but with that being said, let's talk about mom guilt. How do you deal with mom guilt? Because I have not learned to deal with that yet, and the mom guilt will take me out, okay? It'd be the
look,
small things that make me feel like I am just the worst person on this
I'm
planet Earth.
going
Like,
through I swear I experience it like 3, 4 times a day. And I literally was just talking about this on one of my videos I did. And I was just like, when does it stop? And I'm like, I don't think it's ever going to stop. And I don't think I'm like, I don't know. We need to do some science around it of like, why do we feel this way?
mhm,
So, as you know, I have 3 kids that are in school. So that means I only
yeah.
have 1 baby at home. And I feel so bad that me and him go and like get lunch or we go to the store and he gets something. And then when my other kids get in the car, this is what they're like, y'all went to Chick-fil-A without us? And I'm like, yeah, why would you do that? And I'm just like, oh my goodness. If I get up and if I get up late, and I don't like get up late as in waking them up late, but normally I get up around 4:45, 5 o'clock every day. And lately, since I've been sick, I got off routine, so I've been getting up at like 6 o'clock. And I'm just like, I feel like myself hasn't had the time to get my morning in and get everything that I need. So now when I'm waking them up, I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm my best self. And I'm like, I don't want to ruin their mornings because I feel like the mornings are like set the tone for the day. So I feel like the way you wake your
Mhm.
kids up is kind of how their day's. And if you're angry with them, they're going to be angry. You wake them up peacefully, happy, everything's in order, everything runs smooth. And so I'm just like, when does that go away? Like, I don't like feeling that way. And I'm like, I don't know if it's a mind thing or if it's literally a parenting thing, but we need like, I don't know, like what are y'all doing to stop it? Like, cause even if I go to the store, I can't tell you last time I bought me a bra.
Mhm.
I don't know when's the last
Yeah.
time I actually bought a bra. And like even my clothes, I'm like, girl, you used to wear that like 3 years ago. But if I buy myself something, I instantly am like going back and forth. Should I take it back to the store? Should I keep it? Should I take it back? And I'm like, I shouldn't be feeling like this after everything that I go through all day long. And so, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if when's the ending.
I
It's
wonder if
bad.
dads feel that way. Like, do dads experience dad guilt?
Yeah,
And do
because I
they
mean,
experience
y'all go to work and
that
we're
mo
stuck at home with these kids. Do y'all feel bad for that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
that's
like, I don't know, it's a bit overwhelming sometimes because it could be the smallest thing and you will feel guilty. Like, I my husband got me in this, like he used to drink matcha a lot, and I was like, "Okay, let me try the matcha thing." And I started to really like it from Starbucks, like a specific order, but my two-year-old liked it too. So what we would have to do is, like, literally modify the matcha so that it would be, like, kid friendly and get her own matcha.
see, we can't
And
have nothing.
there were times where and you know Starbucks is expensive, okay? I would be going to get matcha and I would say like, "Oh my god, I feel so bad because I'm getting matcha and I know Ava likes matcha." And now I'm spending $14 on 2 drinks for myself and a two-year-old from
Seven
Starbucks,
brew. We went to
okay?
Seven Brew
I'm
and
like,
they
"But"
have the cups. And it's
yeah,
nothing but whipped cream. Nothing but whipped cream. So now every
uh-huh,
time we go, they're like, "Hey, can we get a pup cup?" And I'm just like, "Can I have this for myself right now? Can I get this one drink just for me? Like not for you, just for me." And then they'll make the face and I'm just like, I feel bad. Now I got to go back around to get them the pup cups because I didn't get it the first time, but I'm like, I just want to get something for myself without getting y'all something. But then we instantly feel guilty because we
tell me
don't.
tell me if you experienced this, because this one, I thought people I was like, "Oh, that's so mean, like, don't do that to your kids, that's so mean." And now that I'm going through it, I'm like, "Oh, oh my god." Have you ever had something, like, that you bought for yourself, whether it's, like, a piece of candy or chips or something, and you just wanna have that to yourself? Like, something that you just do not wanna share right now. I am experiencing that, and I'm like, everything I would see videos of, like, parents, like, eating their snack in the bathroom and all of this stuff, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this parent is so overdramatic." Like, just share with your kid, it's not that deep. Now that I'm experiencing it, I'm
It's
like,
deep.
"No, no, it is that deep because I just shared this and I shared this and I just want this for myself. That's it."
No, I do
Haven't.
not get to eat a lot a day. Like, I feel like I'm constantly going. If I'm not doing something, I feel like I haven't did anything and I'm not productive. So yesterday, I went grocery shopping, got the kids picked up, got home, and I'm like, I need some energy. I need something to eat. Mind you, this was the last Pop Tart. They don't even like the Pop Tarts. And so I'm opening it, and here comes Raylan. Can I have some? I'm just like, no, you can't. And she's looking at me, and we're just kind of making eye contact. And in that moment, I already knew the attitude from her was coming. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, you cannot have this right now. And sometimes I literally do have to
Uh-huh.
tell them, like, just because I'm eating something or I'm drinking something, that doesn't mean you have to get it. Like, you just had a
Yeah.
snack, you just got out of school, like you just done had your snack. This is for me. And sometimes I'm like, am I being harsh and being rude and being mean to them? But I'm like, I gotta let y'all know this is for me. Okay. This isn't for you. Like I go to Bath and Body Works sometimes and I'll go in there and the girls they're getting to that point of where like, oh well mom's got lipstick, I need lipstick. She's got this, I need that.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, this is for me right now. And I've gotten to a point where I don't even like going in the stores to get what I need with them because they want the same thing. And I'm like, is that wrong? But I'm like,
No, no.
this is kind of making me like, this is
It's
like my little self-care moment. So I'm like, I don't want you getting my self-care moment and your self-care moment intertwined. Like this is for me, not for you right now.
okay. Yeah, and then especially when you're a parent, or when you're a parent that just does not have a lot of support, like whether that support be close or like distant. Like for example, my support is all distant, if that makes sense. Like they don't
Mhm.
live exactly where I live. Um so a lot of times if I'm doing small things that I don't like, I can't just pick up the phone and say, "Hey mom, can you come over real quick?" Cuz she doesn't live that close. I have to bring my kids along. Yesterday, I was picking up things and she was picking up things too, my toddler. And I was like, what is happening here? We don't both have money, you
Yeah,
know? You don't have
that's
any money.
mine.
So why are you picking up so many things? And then I feel so bad. So I'm like, "Oh, it's a dollar, $1.25, whatever. Like, I'm just gonna get it for her. But does she need it? No. Like, we came in here for this. You're picking up all of this, and I feel bad. And now I'm getting you things that you really don't need. You're gonna throw it away once we get in the car."
And you
Don't
know
know why that
something?
happened.
I
Mhm.
think that's where like those boundaries come in and they're hard to set. And I think it takes like the discipline too. But I feel like kind of like with social media makes it seem as if I don't know. I see a lot of videos of where parents are just buying, buying, buying. And I think another mom guilt comes from watching other moms like give, give, give. And it makes you feel like, well, I gotta give, give, give to my kids. I need to buy, buy, buy for them because, like, look, these other parents. And, social media is a big influence right now within
Oh,
just
social media is the
everything.
thing.
And
Ava, can
like
you
I said, with my
here you
journey
go.
of on social media and watching, I'm like, I don't know if the stuff that people do, I'm just like, I don't agree with it. And so sometimes I even question my own parenting and my own things, like how I'm navigating life and what I'm doing. And I'm just like, I don't know. Social media has people in an uproar when it comes to parenting right now. I mean,
Mhm.
from feeding your kids to what they drink to what they drink out of. If they're in diapers at 2.
Social media will literally have you just losing it, to be honest, because nowadays people treat their kids like they're a mini them. Like they're buying things for their kids that they really could be buying for themselves. It's
People
weird
mentor
to
their
me.
kids.
I don't think that I'm ever gonna. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And
Mhm.
I don't want to live through my kids in that aspect. Like I never want to become the parent that is just. I want to spoil my kids in the right way,
Yeah,
right?
that part.
My kids are very spoiled. They have a lot. They have a lot. Sometimes they might have too much, but it's always going to be child appropriate things. Like I'm not going out buying my kids Gucci.
Mm,
I'm not buying a 2-year-old Gucci. I'm not buying a 10-year-old Gucci, okay? I'm just not doing it. I want my kids to be kids.
thank you.
I don't want to be think um you messing up that $400 pair of shoes while you're playing. That doesn't make sense cuz I'm not going to be concerned about you playing. I'm going to be concerned about the shoes. Like, wow, I just spent all that money on them shoes and you're about to mess it up. But in reality, you're being a child and that's what you should be
Mhm.
doing.
And honestly, I
So
think
I'm
and this is like no hate or no shame to anyone who does do that because by any means, do what you want to do with your kids. But I think a lot of times it comes from like the parents' upbringing. So, and I feel like I see this in a lot of
Mhm.
people who might have didn't have like the materialistic things growing up as a child. That's when they start like you see it through their kids, like the expensive shoes, the
Oh,
clothes, just a lot of stuff. And I don't like to say like they're social media kids because I mean I feel like a lot of people just put their kids out on social media, but in a sense it's kind of like okay, if I'm taking my kids to the park, they're gonna have on a basic shirt, basic shorts.
um, oh, I don't even. Okay, so back to social media versus reality and just the expectations that are set for people.
I I feel like social media's expectations is higher. I think people on social media has higher expectations for everyone else and lower expectations for themselves.
Mm,
Because I'm just always watching, especially like just mom creators. I'm looking at their content, I'm looking at their videos and how they're navigating through life and how they're showing that they're like truly navigating through life. And you'll go to the comments and you'll just see so many people put their spin on like, oh, you should do this, 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 and this. And then you'll go and they're like, they're not even doing it. And it's where you come on social media and social media has like fabricated this thing of that, kids need materialistic things, and I'm like, "Y'all, they need way more than that." Um, like and everybody's life is different. Everybody's realistic life is totally different. So, where you might have a parent has, drives a let's go into social media world. They drive a Benz. They got a 3-story house. They have, everything that the American dream people would want. They
mhm,
have all that. But then you have a parent over here who, let's just say, they might be in like public housing. They have a older model car and they have all the necessities that they need, but nothing materialistic. People are going to say they shouldn't have had kids.
yeah,
You're not doing enough.
mhm,
Oh, I bet those kids aren't happy. When in reality, look, I've been on both sides. I've been to people who have the nicest houses, the best cars, all the electronics, all the gadgets, and you walk in there and there's like a sense of dullness. Of
yeah.
like we're just here, like stage. But then you go on the other side and baby, they know how to have fun. They know how to make do with what they have and make the best out of it. And so it's just like where social media has got so caught up into like we need all of these things, that kids need all of this, that this is how your house needs to be, this is how you need to treat your kids, this is what they need to eat. And I'm like, no,
You
no.
know, I always say that once you become a parent, the world becomes like your parenting coach, whether
Hmm.
it's like family members or like random people on social media, everyone feels like they are equipped to give you parenting advice.
Yes.
And it's always advice that you never asked for, nor do you need. It's always someone saying, you shouldn't give your kids this because of this ingredient. Well, if my kid enjoys eating goldfish and it's not going to kill her or harm her in any way, I'm going to give my kid goldfish. Or someone saying, well, you should swaddle your baby this way. Well, if I wanted a PhD in origami, I would have gotten that. And that's not what I want. So, therefore, you do your thing your way and let me do my thing my way because it doesn't have to be the same, but you have to respect that. So, what I have found is the kids who live like what society would see as the most perfect life turn out to be the most messed up individuals. Like they have all of these issues and they're oftentimes missing something. But
Hmm.
it's the kids that you would think, it's the kids that you would think, need more or something, whatever, that end up living the best lives ever. Like they really got to enjoy their childhood. And my goal is not to fill my daughter with a whole bunch of materialistic things. Like I want her to have experiences. And that's really important to me.
And I know one thing I always am out like, I'm quick to say, "Don't give me your unasked opinion unless I have asked you for it."
Mhm.
Because a lot of times it comes from a place of projecting. It was like, "Well, I didn't have that growing up, and I know how it made me feel, so this is what." And it's like, no, that's not always the case. That's the case. And I'm a firm believer that kids remember the memories who was there over the things that they got. Like, I truly am a firm believer of that because I can remember who was there. I can't tell you what I got on for my 7th Christmas.
Mm.
I can't really no, I couldn't even tell you. So it's like, but I can remember who was probably there. Yeah. For those things. I can remember social media has made it to where if you don't keep up with the new trends, that the kids get bullied in the
Yeah.
streets. So then it goes right on back to the parents who are doing like, doing, I guess what people like to say, the bare minimum.
Mhm.
It makes them feel bad again. And it's like a full circle of, well, if I don't go out and do this, and this is how it works. Either the parent is going to be working 16-hour shifts every other day to make sure the kids have what society says they need so they can keep up with society so they don't get bullied. And then it comes back to where then now the kids are getting everything that they're wanting, but they're still missing that love, the attention, the affection from the parents. So then it's going to still come back around. It just keeps going in a full circle of there's still never enough.
Yeah, and honestly,
Society makes it like it's never going to be enough because now they're going to say, well, they got everything. Well, but if your mama wasn't always working and was spending time, they wouldn't be out acting this way. But if I wasn't working and giving them this, then you'd say that they're not having a good childhood.
yeah, it starts and it ends with the parents, you know? You have to really decide what what kind of life you wanna give to your kids and what really matters to you. Like I said, personally, I feel like I want my kids to experience life and not materialistic things. Do I want them to have things? Absolutely. You know, but I'm just not, I rather they have experiences. I
Yeah.
rather kids look back and be like, well, mommy and daddy took me to do this, this, and this, you know, because like you said, you don't remember what you got for Christmas. My kid does not remember what she got for Christmas last year. Does she care about it? No. Okay, she has a room filled with toys, and I promise you there's probably all of 2 toys that she plays with in the entire room, and she can take out everything one time, and she's only gonna play with 2 toys, and it'll probably be the same 2 toys every single time.
And that's what they like. And that's why I try to, especially when I get the question of like, well, what would you tell a parent? I'm like, trust your instincts. Like, do what your heart is telling you to do. Like, you are going to know what's best for your kids. Like, no, there's nothing wrong with getting advice from people and seeing, what they did and how things worked for them. But all in all, go with what you want to do because, for one, we're all different parents. We all have different kids. We all have different jobs. We all different, like, we're all just completely different. So, what might work for one family might not work for the next. So you really just have to trust your instincts, trust your gut, and go with what you feel is like best for you. I mean, you hear some people say, oh, well, I get this all the time. Why don't you put Aiden in daycare? Why would I waste $400 every single week? So let's do the math. $400, 4 weeks, $1,600. I should waste $1,600 on daycare when I'm fully capable of being at home and staying with my child. Why would I do that? And then you hear, well, they need that social interaction. And that's why you take your kids to the library, you take them to the park, you take them to do things so they do still get the social interaction. So it's like, I hear that, I'm like, that might work for your kid and it might work for you. But for me, I'm just not going to do that if I don't have to do it. I done been down the daycare route. I done spent the money. And truly, I see my child progressing more being at home, me showing them things and teaching them things myself than sending them off to daycare. And now what am I gonna do for 8 hours?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not working, so what am I about to do for 8 hours? What, sit, watch TV, eat some chips, go to the store, spend money that I don't need to be spending right now? So, like, that works for me, and it might not work for someone else, and that's okay, but it's also just one of those things of where we have to remember, like, are we giving advice or are we projecting our feelings onto someone else?
yeah, absolutely, and did the person ask you for this advice?
And so I always tell people, I'm like, y'all gotta, y'all gotta calm down when it comes to telling people what they should do with their kids. You gotta learn how to tell people things because remember, it's how we say it and how they perceive it.
Yeah.
So if
It's
you say
definitely
it,
how you say it and not what you say, for sure.
and if you say it like my son, he has swallowing issues, so he has silent aspiration, so he still drinks out of a bottle. He's 2, and I always get the comment, "Why is he still on a bottle? That baby's still on a bottle. Ain't he 2? He needs a cup." And now I'm kinda just like, "Okay, I got the comments." But at first, I was just like, "Don't be talking about my baby like that." Like, I
Mhm,
know what he has, and I know what it can cause and what all it can do. We're very aware of it. And it's one of those things of, like, sometimes people just like, I'm like, does your child know how to count? Can they spell their name? Then they know their colors, their ABCs. Like, y'all would be too worried about some things that don't have anything to do with you. And it's like social media is sometimes I hate social media. I'm not even gonna lie.
mhm.
I'm like, it just messes with people's mental. It makes them feel like they're bad parents. Like I said, if y'all follow me, then y'all know I hate bullying, especially to other parents. I hate seeing moms tear other moms down. Like,
Mhm.
we're not perfect. We don't know we don't know how to do this. We're out here navigating it every single day, trying to make sure we're doing the right thing. And so when I see other moms tear other moms down, I'm just like, girl, what happened in your life to make you want to do that?
As a parent, you just have to do whatever works for you, and you cannot allow social media to dictate how you parent because social media is not real.
No.
Social media is not real. I cannot stress that enough because people will oh my goodness. Random little thing that just popped in my head. There was a mom on social media, on TikTok specifically. I don't know her name, but she was like, she promoted her life as living this really grand, upscale life, but she was stealing everything from Target.
I know you're
Like, what?
look, I
What? Fully stealing everything from Target, and she really had people out here thinking like, "Oh my goodness, she was living her very best life." Like,
and
"I
not to
wanna be
get
like this person." Well,
look,
this person is stealing.
not to get messy, but I mean it's all over the world and I think it is it on Hulu? Is it the Hulu? I cannot think exactly of her name. But
You're
the
talking on
mom,
Hulu about it?
no,
Stop.
not her. It's another
Oh,
one. She had like I think multiple kids. I'm not gonna say the actual number because I'm not sure,
mhm.
but she was a really big influencer, really big. But the whole time, like locking the kids down in the basement,
Oh, yes, I know
not giving,
exactly who you're talking about.
not feeding them, taking stuff away. Oh, my light died. Not doing all of that. And I'm just like, this is why we say social media isn't real all the time because we're sitting and we're watching and we're following along. And look what is going on. Like, look what's happening. So that's why, like, I am
Mhm.
super big on let me see the realistic things. If your house is a little messy, let me see that. Okay.
Yes,
When things
yes.
get a little too perfect, I start questioning, like, even on the news, I think, if I'm not mistaken,
Mhm,
like the 17 diapers. So basically, a lot of people were doing trends of like, the purpose of our podcast is so we're not doing it alone. Like we're not doing none of this alone. You're not the only one out there feeling like that. Cause I promise you, until I got on, I'll say this social media, as crazy as it can be, until I got on there and started sharing like my journey of being a mom, I felt like I was the only one going through all these emotions.
mhm.
Like, I'm thinking I'm the only one doing this. I'm the only one depressed. I'm the only one sad today. I'm the only one having toddler issues. And then I'm like, whoa, there's a whole world of people doing the same thing. And even though, like, I know, like, there's other parents and they're probably going through it, like, without, talking to other people and knowing, you still just like, am I alone out here? Like, who can I talk to? And so social media does have its perks. It has its
Yeah,
perks to it. And I'm glad that there's like that we're able to do things like this so we can help other people, especially for the ones who don't have those villages. Cause I promise y'all, you're not alone. I'm with you. I don't have that village. So being able to do this and to reach other moms and, get y'all's feedback and sit and hear what you have to say as well is I feel like this is just an amazing thing to be able to do because we're always doing so many things in one. I feel
mhm.
like I should have a PhD. I feel like I could go cook for the president. I feel like I could do a lot of things because that's all we do every single day.
You
So
learn
it's
to
just
juggle things as a mom.
like I think I was talking about it yesterday, like multitasking. When I think of parenthood, I really think of multitasking. Like that's it. We multitask so many things. Our life, our kids' lives, cooking, cleaning, doing laundry. Like we just and it's all in one. And it's just like we're just juggling it. So you're just not alone when it comes to being a parent at all.
No, and
If you
also
never thought you were.
learning to redefine what motherhood actually looks like. Like, motherhood is not just cooking, cleaning, and taking care of your kids. A big part of motherhood is learning yourself, because you have to be the best you that you can be to pour into your kids. You cannot give your kids all of you when you're not whole.
And let me tell y'all, I heard this and I can't even tell you who I heard it from, but I remember hearing this. Someone said that, once you have a kid, it's like you lose yourself. And then you hear people say, like, I'm trying so hard to get back to myself.
Mhm.
And they made the comment of once you have a kid, you don't lose yourself, you become a new person, and now
Yes.
you have to figure out and navigate who that new person is. And so a
Mhm.
lot of us are trying to go back to who we were before we had kids, and that will never be us. A lot
Yeah.
of people, we were what, outside drinking, could go as we please, do move as we please, and we can't do that no more. We have kids, we have other people to think of. So if you're in a season of trying to figure out who am I, like get back to that person, stop trying to get back to the person you were and figure out who this new person you are. Like you are someone else. You're a mom now. And it's
Yeah.
not meaning that you can't do what you were doing, but you have to do it differently. So we
Yes.
got to carry
Never
ourselves a
go
little
back.
different. So remember that. We're not trying to find who we lost, but we're trying to discover who our new self, who we are. I
Yeah.
promise you, it'll make a difference. And now since I've started doing that, so much better. Cause I'm like, girl, you're 25. You cannot be 16 again. Like you was in school at 16. So you got to figure out who this new person is. What do you like to do? Which also means you got to give yourself some time alone
Yeah. Yeah.
and go out your comfort zone.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
the good thing about this podcast is that you have 2 different perspectives, right? So Alicia she's already stepped into, I am learning how, like, I'm doing that, if that makes sense. And I'm in the phase of, I'm trying to figure that out. What is the first step in finding out who I am in this stage of life? And it's not easy. I'm not telling you that it's easy, and it's a lot of trial and error, but it's all about just like testing the waters and seeing what really works for you. You might fail a couple times. You might try a bunch of things that you do not like. Like, I don't care if it's dancing, like making a podcast, whatever the case may be, creating content, writing a book, anything. You're just going to figure out what you like to do. Some things you may like, some things you may not like, but that's the point. It's just figuring it out. Take your time. We're going to do it together. And
yes.
it's really just one step at a time.
And remember, failure is actually the key to success.
Yes.
Because if you don't fail, how are you going to know if what you're doing is right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
don't always look at failure as a negative. I'm learning that.
And I am I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there one step at a time, but I will. Like I said, my husband is I'm taking I'm going on my own little journey as he's going on his journey, and then we're going on one as a family unit, you know? So I don't wanna end in the same place I started. So by the end of this journey, I should be able to tell you guys, let's say by the end of the year. By the end of the year, this is the last quarter. This is it. By the end of the year, I should be able to tell you guys what I like to do. Um, at least one hobby and something that I've accomplished within these last couple of months. That's my goal. It's here. It's in this podcast. Hold me accountable because I'm going to do it.
I
Okay?
agree. I agree fully. Yeah.
Go on this journey with us. Like, set some goals, try to accomplish them. And if you don't accomplish it, don't beat yourself up, but at least attempt. Take that first step.
And set you some small realistic goals that
Well, let's jump into this next segment, and it's called Shine a Light. It's basically where we're going to be shining a light on someone we feel is redefining motherhood and, just giving that person their props because as moms, we want to know and feel like we're doing good too. And sometimes just hearing it makes us feel like, we need that. So, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'll let you take over. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So, I'm going to be shining a light on this TikTok influencer. I do not know how to pronounce her last name. But I'm gonna try. She is a London-based influencer, and I love her.
Mm.
Her name is Maya, um, Govea, I think. Um, but yes, she is a London-based influencer. She has 2 kids, and her content is really amazing. And what she's showing is just basically her life as a mom, but then just her life being a woman. She's a young mom and she just had her second child and she's really trying to just figure out how to balance motherhood with enjoying herself still. And I love that.
And I love that you said London based because you know what? I do not see a lot of the London girls on my feed, and I always hear good things about them. So I definitely
Really?
have to go like check her out because I don't know. Does she have that? She got the strong accent.
Yeah. Oh my. Who are you shining a light on?
So I'm gonna actually shine my light on someone that I think everybody's like pretty familiar with her. And honestly, just I've been watching her journey through everything that she's gone through. And when I say she's did it very gracefully, and I'm like the more that I'm seeing and watching, and I'm like I feel like this is just a big inspiration. So Diamond, the stay-at-home mom,
Oh
she
my goodness. I love her
I
content.
I've been watching and I'm really kind of like a silent watcher and I just sit back and I honestly will say like she has navigated her journey of going through her divorce to becoming a single mom to finding herself to the dating life and still like handling mom business.
Mhm.
And I think that just shows like I think for one for the single moms of like you don't need a partner to do this. I think it shows to the moms who want to date how to gracefully do this and
Mhm.
still like balance the two. Because a lot of times I feel like people get so much in their head of, well, I got kids and I can't date right now because my kids need to be top priority. But the thing is, she is filling her cup up so much that she's being able to pour back into her kids so much. And she is literally like still showing like you can have your own life and you can still be a mom. Like she's out
Mhm.
traveling. And the thing is, it's like she's still not taking away no time from her kids. Her kids are they're with their dad. Like this is his time. So it's like, why
Yeah.
not pour into myself? And I really love that because I know for me as a parent, when my kids do go away on the times that they are like with their nana and stuff, I'm sitting in the house thinking about cleaning up. Like, let me clean their rooms. Let me deep clean the house instead of like, no, let's go and let's go on a little trip. And so
Yeah.
I that really has like been watching her. I'm like, I love the fact that she's outside touching some grass. She's outside enjoying life while still being the best parent. And I just want to give she needs her flowers. Like she's doing it. Small
Stop.
business, social media, enjoying and rewarding herself. And I just think we can all take something away from that. Most definitely. So kudos to you, girl, because yeah.
No, I actually really enjoy her content. I love the fact that she's really redefining motherhood. Like she is doing what works best for her, and
And
that's amazing.
super open, super
Yeah,
open, very
yeah.
vulnerable, very like, yeah. I give props where props is always due, and I will definitely say like, I think that's been a big inspiration to a lot of women out here to like, we don't have to stay somewhere. Like if it's not good for us, and we can move and we can go on and we can continue life. Like I really do love how she did not like let that stop her life.
All right, you guys. So thank you so much for joining us for our first episode of Redefining Mom. Again, I am your host, Kellis,
And I'm Alicia.
and we cannot wait to see you in our next episode.
All right, see you guys next time.
Bye.